Hello, and welcome to another exciting birthday with Unity. It's Phil's birthday today. Happy birthday to Phil.
Yep, I'm old.
Phil's old. We're all old. We're all getting there. So.
Oh, so old.
Hey, I hopefully, yeah, whatever. So,
I'm not that old.
Happy birthday. You're not that old. No one's that old. And yeah, so we're doing another Cooking with Unity today. It's Thursday. It's a special Thursday, but it's still a Thursday. And so we're doing Cooking with Unity. And what we're doing today is more work on our little inventory system. So let's actually switch to the screen. And let's see what we got so far in our little test level here. We hit play. And right now, our gameplay is being obscured by a bunch of hilarious, randomly generated items. Whole bunch of them. Like 50 of them or something.
Yeah, a lot of them. And
we're not going to be cleaning up the word stuff. We're just going to keep it random for right now. What I want to do is kind of hook this up kind of as a mock inventory system. We're first going to basically just populate it at the start with random items, and then we're going to be able to select the weapon from those items, and then we'll see that effect of that weapon on the damage. That's the first goal today. If we get that goal done in a tidy, speedy way, we may consider actually doing a inventory system and actually making it so that the enemies can drop weapons. We're not doing lots of different types of things. We're just doing the weapons. We're just going to try and get one system in. So yeah, that's the goal for today. Reference inheritor hitbox binary, and a FIFO chicken, and superhuman parallax. And a samurai bit banger. All right. So
there was a freemium bit banger binary byte.
So this is our little UI thing. I'm just going to move it somewhere that we don't care about in the world. Where is? Oh, it's called damage canvas. This is it. So wait, no, damage canvas. It's not it. Where is our mock weapon inventory canvas? Oh, I can't move it, but I. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do anything with it. It's just going to stay right there. I should, find a way to... Oh, I guess it's on the UI layer, so I guess if we needed to not see it in here, we could go to... Where do we hide layers? I remember there's a way to do it. But I don't actually remember where that is. Alright, well, I was going to show us that, but I don't know where it is, so maybe someone will probably comment, it's like, oh yeah, it's in there, you just need to click better. Wait, is it? No, it's not hidden behind there.
Where's that layers thing?
Oh, there it is, thank you. That's it. So, you can do that, and then now we want to see the UI layers, yay.
Oh, I'm sad. I missed them already.
All right, well,
don't turn it back on.
Well, we're probably going to be working with them. Well, not exactly right now, but I just wanted to get them out of the way while we're playing stuff around. So right now, mock inventory canvas, what we've got going on here is in our panel, we have a sub panel, and in that panel, it has a script that generates mock weapons. And so we're going to go ahead and... I'm going to keep this set up like this. We're going to make it so that there's only a few of them made. So we're just going to make it so the amount of them is, we'll just do 10. And this is going to be a mock inventory system for a moment while we try and hook it into our weapon system. So right now, this doesn't actually generate a weapon. So let's look at what a weapon is real quick. We've got weapons. And so we've got the weapon base class.
That sounded like a deep philosophical question, by the way.
What is a weapon?
What is a weapon?
So,
Webster Dictionary defines a weapon as...
We're doing high school reports today, folks. All right. So
No, I'm saying what is a weapon?
What is a weapon? What indeed is a weapon?
What is and what is not a weapon?
So we have. So this is going to we're not going to have a different one of these scripts for each weapon. We're only going to have a different one of these scripts as a subclass for a type of weapon. Test weapon is probably not the best example as a thing goes, because we just made it just so that we would have this as an abstract class. So let's assume all of these are test weapons for right now, and let's look at the player. So the player has currently, we just attach the test weapon to him, and I think that's how we reference it too. So if we like do the projectile skill, it gets his
we have a
gets his
question.
weapon.
Kind of a little off topic, but how would you handle multiple abilities in your game? Do you make them into mono behaviors parented to the player, or in some other way?
What they're going to be is, they're probably going to be mono behaviors. They might be parented to the player or to objects on the player or something. We will get to that at some point. So, like right now, we've got a single skill attached to the player, and this skill is called projectile skill. And obviously, this is not exactly how things are going to work in the final version of the game. But what will probably happen is you'll have a set of skills, and maybe some sort of manager that has like your current skill set, and those will be bound to buttons for our purposes for triggering different skills. And then you'll of course have access to more skills than are potentially in your equipped list. So like the skill manager will probably have a currently equipped skills with their buttons, and then also the remaining skills. Eventually, down the road, it'll be like that. So weapons will probably be a similar deal. Right now, we're just going to kind of rig it into our current system. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make it so when we click on... So right now... So what are we going to do? I'm going to create... We're going to look at our prefabs for our button, so our weapon button. So this has a name, damage range, and image, and it doesn't have any additional scripts. That's all these have, and these just get populated by our weapon generator. We're going to add a... I'm going to create a script called weapon data. Create C# script. Weapon info. Yeah, we'll call it weapon info, not weapon data. Some of the stuff that we make may end up being scaffolding when we actually get further down in the project. Like there may be scripts that we end up stop using or replace as we go through. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. The project will remain flexible during the project as it needs to be. So weapon info. What this is going to have is we're not going to take from anything, and I guess. Could we just put it on the weapon? Could we just make a weapon? No, we can make a type of weapon.
I thought that's what we were going to do with the test weapon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, never mind.
The thing that we're
not even using this. All right. See, we already got rid of it. So.
Wow, that was fast.
It was
we're
super
very
fast.
Flexible.
Yeah,
flexible.
We're flexible and efficient. So,
Whoa.
So, test weapon. Why is this 2 screens over? It should be 1 screen over. There we go.
And weapon. What's in weapon itself?
So, in weapon itself is min damage, max damage, and we have a weapon damage.
So we're also going to need a name.
You're right. So
that's probably going to go on weapon itself also.
Yes,
so.
public string name equals untitled weapon.
Can we call it fun titled weapon?
Fun titled weapon. Yes, if we see that, it means F you.
Entitled
Fix
weapon.
the weapon. Yes.
F you entitled weapon.
Yes. All right, so we got a name. What else did we have that we needed in the?
That's it, I think.
That was it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We might have an icon later, but we don't have one now. So, all right, cool. So let's save that. And now what we're going to do is when we generate these things, which is in our generate mock weapons script, we're going to attach to... So where's the button actually at? I just want to make sure that we have this at an appropriate level. So the button's at the... Okay, cool. That works for me. So, instance... So I'm going to add a test weapon to it here. The reason I'm adding it and not just putting a test weapon on the object itself ready for us to use is because a test weapon is a type of weapon. We might have different types of weapons.
It would be like a
it could be a melee
launcher
weapon or a launcher, or something.
A rifle or a pistol or whatever.
And so, since
weapon.
we don't know what type it will be, we
Stick.
need to instantiate that type when we generate this weapon. In this case, we only have one type of weapon right now, a test weapon. But we're going to generate it as if we had multiple types because eventually that's what the goal will be.
There's another question, which is, ever thought about using scriptable objects to make collections of different weapons or items?
Yes, we will probably go over scriptable objects at some point during this series. I've actually wanted to use them on a project before and haven't actually gotten a really good chance to give them a run through. I like what I see. The only thing I don't like about them is it's stupid hard to make a scriptable object the first time. Well, it's not stupid hard. It's actually quite easy, but it should be something that's built into a drop-down in Unity, and it's not. So,
and we should go over it at some point.
Yes, but I don't have my notes with me today.
Not right now. Not today.
So, so what we're going to do is we're going to add so instance.add component, and the component will be a test weapon, and then I need a instance for this, so test weapon weep weapon, fine, whatever. Test weapon equals instance.add component test weapon, and then in here, since we're already doing some name stuff here, I will just put weapon.name equals final name, and in here we will do weapon dot
So we'll have to separate out the range,
damage range, yeah,
and
got it.
random.
So int min damage we can't rename it.
Oh right.
New weapon min damage equals this, and int weapon max damage equals random.range and this, and then we just do weapon min damage here, weapon max damage here, and we fill in weapon.min damage equals weapon min damage, and the same thing. You taking a selfie?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Weird.
I'm a 33-year-old.
Oh, right. Awesome. So weapon min damage equals weapon min damage, and weapon max damage equals weapon max damage. So let's see if this works. This is not going to do anything in our game yet, but we're going to see if we at least got that portion done. So if we go into our weapons here, so we've got a weapon button, we should see test weapon, and it says 5 to 77, and it says the name is Protected Ninja Override.
Oh,
Perfect.
I like that.
Looks like it's matching what we see there.
2 questions.
Okay.
Which is, will you eventually create code to allow for weapons to add different attributes for the player's base skills? I think that's probably...
We'd like to, yes. We likely will have that type of capability. So.
And then now I know the project is on its bones, which probably I'm assuming means it's starting.
Yes.
But what graphics are you planning on using later on, like boxes or real meshes?
We're going to be using... Well, we already have a real mesh, quote unquote, in here.
We do have one.
We have a real... It's real exciting. It's this thing. This is well, actually, it's even simpler than it looks because we've got a special shader on it. But it's this octahedron, or wait, is that the right term? Yeah. No, wait. No, I don't know. But anyway, this shape I pulled it out of a 3D program. It has an import and everything. It's crazy, but
Has an import in everything.
yeah. But yeah. So I know what you're talking about, though. Are we going to have art in this? And the answer is probably no, because we're not artists. But
Yeah.
we're gonna make it look. We're gonna make it look really good. We're gonna try and cover it up with effects and pizzazz, and maybe at some point, and the thing is, we're doing a virtual world, so we can get away with a lot in the terms of modeling. We'll try to put some soul into it. We'll try to get some characters and stuff, but actually, that's not even entirely true. I have some models here. Are they already in the project? I think they are.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, my partner Chris made a few object models. These aren't ready for prime time just yet because they're not textured. Well, I mean. Yeah,
they don't have their textures.
But yeah, let me just give a default material real quick. Do we have a default material somewhere?
Oh, and
I guess I could just click it and get it a default material, right?
Edgar says he found a blog that has a download for editor scripts for scriptable objects. I can't put a link on here, but Lior Tal created the scripts. I don't know who that is, but that's okay. I don't need to know who that is.
But yeah, we've got a couple of that one's actually inside out, but there's some interesting geometric type enemies that we've got some models for, and we're going to be putting into the game. So, and playing around with shaders to make them look cool. Where were we? So we got to the point where this is now not only generating the display, but also generating a test weapon on here, so that we can see this data and pass it around relatively easy. So what are we going to do? I want to make it so when we click these buttons, it replaces the player's current weapon with the one that we clicked. So let's do that real quick.
I like that.
So, weapon button. So on click, we can add things here. So I'm just going to create a thing. We're going to call this create C# script. I'm going to call this weapon equip weapon button. That's what I'm going to call the script. And all we're going to do is void equip weapon. And what this will do is we will grab the weapon that is on us and put it on the player somehow. Do we have yes, the player's tagged. Perfect.
Maybe we should just have an inventory script that just has a pointer to that class so we don't have to move it around.
Yeah, except for... Yeah, maybe. Let me think about that for a second. You're probably right. But...
And then we can also compare with that class, and if it's the same one or a new one, we can disable the button or enable the button. I mean, I don't remember what they call it, but they have a separate set of variables that will highlight or shadow out a button or something to show that it's currently active.
Yeah. So my only concern with that is, where does the instance live then? So would we just have the instances for these weapons just live in the inventory list, and that's where they are referenced from by the player? Or
because they would have
that's where they are now
to be a constant.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. Let's do that first, and then all right, let's do it. So instead of having except for okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to have an equipment thing. All right, let's make a player equipment script then. Scripts, create C# script.
New script.
Player equipment. Yeah, sure. And player equipment, what this is going to contain is we're going to do public weapon, current weapon. That's really all we're going to have on here for right now. And actually, I'm gonna make this a singleton so we can access it a little bit easier. We have this for we did that for player health, right? What's the other player script that we have that's kind of fleshed out? Player level, that's what it is. Player level.
Yep.
So, player
Put it at
equipment.
beginning.
Alright. So, public weapon, current weapon. Just gonna put this closer to the top. Save. Alright. So, now what we're going to do is on the player, we're going to remove our test weapon.
Bye-bye, test
We have
weapon.
an error.
Player equipment. Player. Let me just fix that real quick. Player.
It's the instance.
Yeah. Player equipment. Save. Alright, cool. Gonna go to the player. We're going to remove his weapon. We're going to place his we're going to place a
Player equipment.
player equipment on him. We're going to
Change the damage thing from
yeah.
trying to get a weapon to checking player
Let me just
equipment instance weapon.
give him a bullshit weapon to work with here.
Okay.
And so then we need to change the damage stuff. So projectile skill currently uses the weapon. So instead of getting component children weapon, we're just going to change this line so that we don't have to change anything else. We're just going to get it would be player equipment dot instance dot weapon current weapon.
Sweet.
Save.
So this is turning projectile skill into a player specific thing.
Thought that was always assumed, but
Okay.
but maybe it wasn't.
I wasn't sure if we were going to use a similar
Yeah.
skill system on enemies or if we were going to.
Well, I guess I could just make this, but then we can't do it as a static class. Not that it would be a major deal. I'm going to leave it like this for right now. I'm gonna get rid of some of these things that we don't need. Curve text editor is not even for this project. Why is that in here? All right.
Because why not?
All right. So let's see. First of all, I'm going to just temporarily disable the mock inventory canvas, and I'm just going to see if we can shoot and kill enemies. We can. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
Real good sign. All right.
That means it worked, right?
Yep, that means it worked. So now we're going to now go into equip weapon button. And what this will do is we're just going to grab the instance of our weapon that's on here. So this, by the way, guys, this is not how it's going to be by the time the final game goes. I don't think we're going to be storing these things on items. We may actually, depending on how useful scriptable objects are, we probably will switch to a system that uses those. Because then they don't have to have a physical attachment to anything in the world. But I haven't worked with them long enough to promise that that's what we're going to do either. So, equip weapon, all we're going to do is we're going to get our weapon. So we're just going to do weapon equals get component weapon, and then player equipment dot instance dot weapon current weapon equals weapon. Save. So we're going to place this onto our weapon button, or we're going to try to. So it's on our weapon button. There it is. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to on click, hit plus here, and we're going to give it our current object, and the function we're going to call is equip weapon button. I might have to make it public. Yeah, let's try making it public. Public. Save. So I'm going to hit play so that it does something, and then go back in here. Weapon button, equip weapon, equip weapon, there it is.
Cool.
So now, in theory...
Click on player so we can actually see what he's holding.
So right now he's holding the fun-titled weapon.
Oh, it is fun-titled.
And,
you should equip Droopy.
So weapon clone test weapon. So it did change. That's good. It's going to say the same thing for all of them.
Yeah, we'll have to click on it to find out which one.
3 to 11. Let's see how that does. I'm just going to manually remove this right now. So that looks kind of like that range. And then if we go to here and we choose something that's like real
1 to 81 or 1 to 83, that's huge. That's big range. We would see a difference.
So I clicked it.
It's just atomic.
So we should see a big difference. Doesn't look like we're not seeing.
So.
It looks like we're not seeing a big difference, which could also potentially. Wait, why wouldn't we see a big difference there? Maybe I didn't click it hard enough. There we go.
Is that correct?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like those numbers are high enough.
No,
I saw 50.
It starts at 4, so some of the numbers are going to be small. It's kind of hard to tell with them blending.
That looks right. Certainly different than what we had. Let's go back to the other weapon real quick and see if it changes back. Droopy and Atomic. They're really good names for these weapons.
I like that Atomic is not actually that much better than Droopy.
It's way better than Droopy. Are you kidding me? It's like a factor
Atomic
of 8 better than Droopy.
Sorry, I thought that
Hitbox Corrupt
Bitbanger though. Bitbanger.
Yeah, Hitbox Corrupt is a good one.
Yeah, that's better than Atomic.
Oh, there's another Droopy. That's way better than the first Droopy. Chicken Sadness Pay to Win is the winner, though.
Winner, chicken dinner.
God, Pay to Win is going to be such a good one because we're going to associate that with just ridiculous gains in the stats. Like those ones will be like the purples. It's not going to be purple. It's just going to say Pay to Win to the end of it.
We should have like a side ability in quotes that Pay to Win has, where you can't sell that weapon to a vendor. All you can do is use it or destroy
it.
Pay to Win. You can't trade it to other players.
Yeah.
If it was multiplayer, you couldn't trade it.
So this is kind of sort of working.
Buttons have a built-in flag for whether or not they're active, right? Which changes how they're displayed.
Yes.
So let's add that to the script real quick so we can see which one is selected.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, good call.
So player equipment or equip weapon button. So what we're going to do is we will...
Wait, in between the two. Go back to it. In between the two lines.
What does it matter where we put it?
If weapon does not equal player equipment instance current weapon.
This is on equip, though. We would assume that it... Oh, wait. So...
If it's not equal, then we set active on the current... On the weapon, on the button, on the...
But we don't even need to check that because we can just disable the button the moment that we've set it. So what I mean by that is just like what we're going to do is need to get Unity UI in here. So we're just going to do something like because we know this weapon has been equipped because we did equip weapon. We don't have to check because we're going to disable them when we equip. We'll have to have a special case for the first time that we equip something, but then we don't have to worry about that even be called. So there's not really much reason to check. So what I mean is just like we'll just do button equals button equals get component button
So what I'm saying is we need to disable the previous weapon, and so if you're not clicking the same one again, then we get the button from the weapon that's in the instance.
Oh, I see. Okay,
And
gotcha.
disable that, and then we can enable the new one.
All right, so button.
That has to happen before we put the weapon in the new instance. Or the new weapon in the instance.
I see what you're saying. Button old button equals player equipment dot instance dot current weapon
Get component
dot
button.
get component button. That's so weird. All right, that's probably one of the weirdest things I've
What is
done
it?
in
Let's see.
Unity.
Player equipment dot instance dot current weapon.
The
dot
buttons
get
own
component
the
button.
items. It's so weird. That's not. I'm not comfortable with this at all. But I'm so keeping it because it's interesting right now. So old button player equipment instance current weapon get component button. So we change it. Button equals get component button. Old button dot not enabled. What is it? What would we call it? It's in button interactable. So dot interactable equals false or true.
Wait,
true. And
That's going to disable the button from being... Oh, will it change how it looks?
yeah, it will.
What weapons will you guys add? Like swords, staves, magic?
Well, it's going to be
Those-
computer
it's
stuff,
all
so
computer.
it's going to be not swords and staves and stuff. It'll be different things. So no reference exception. So I did something wrong. Dot current weapon. Dot because the
that we
first
do-
one isn't actually on a button. That's right. So we will just for right now do
Button.
that,
Who-
and then
who's got the button?
if old button, then we do this.
Oh, there's a ultimatum: pole arms, or I'm not buying this game.
Well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to pass on this game.
You
Like,
can't
so,
have.
do you want his arms to be poles? Like, what do you
That's
mean by
possible.
pole arms?
I
like,
think pole arms are like stabby
yeah, no, I
spears.
know,
I'm
I know,
assuming,
I know.
but
I
you
know
could
what
have
you mean.
stabby data spears,
Alright, so-
data spikes.
Ooh, it looks like it's
Stab
doing
people
stuff.
with data spikes.
Yeah, it looks like we're doing things.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know what
Samurai
happened there.
chicken. Is that seriously called samurai chicken?
Yeah, samurai chicken. 368 damage.
Wait, click out of it.
Okay, I'm gonna click out of it. Why?
Or click on the frame on the outside of the buttons. Okay, it looked like you had...
I looked like I had done
Unselected.
something, bad at one point. Like,
Button bad.
somehow I had... I know we have it on video.
Hopefully.
Oh,
In triplicate. All right, so I'm going to add one real quickie right now. I just want inventory button hack.
that's true. R2D2's data spike was a pole arm.
Was it?
Well, think about it. It was a little jabby thing. It's like a pole arm. Went into the thingy, the data stuff. I don't know.
Data stuff.
I'm reading.
It's more like a probe or a nozzle than a pole
I
arm.
kind of agree
Kind
with
of a
this statement,
dongle.
by the way. It says no reference exception, ultimate weapon, or I'm not buying this game. But no
That
reference exception
one's
should be
probably
like pretty
good.
much the ultimate
yeah.
weapon.
Yeah. All right.
Or object reference not set to an instance of an object. That's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
Working as intended.
I think-
Object reference not set to an
What
instance of an
we'll
object.
we'll have to
working as
catch.
intended.
What we'll have to do is we'll have to catch those errors, which we can do, and just make it so if an error like that happens on an enemy, they just explode. They immediately call their die.
no reference
Yeah,
exception.
just.
and
It's
amazingly,
like, oh,
different.
I guess we missed something.
It should
Yeah.
explode
So we'll
differently.
put, like,
Yeah.
By
the
the
entire
way.
Yeah.
script in a try catch.
Yeah.
And then in the catch they explode.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Sure.
What's wrong with it? All right. So inventory button hack. If input.get key down
We need like a Game Genie code.
I
Oh, Game Genies. I wish I actually knew what those did when I was a little kid. Would have made more sense.
Would have been nice if they'd actually, made them hex as opposed to making them a BS version of hex that you have to like convert from.
Yeah, exactly.
Key code I. So if we hit I, I'm just going to toggle. What is it called? So transform dot. Actually, game object dot set active. Game object dot active self. What's the
Not
trip?
game object.
Yeah, not game object active self. That's what it is. Yeah, that's the magic. So we're gonna just throw this onto our mock inventory canvas. We hit play, and now instead of having to click a button, oh wait,
Oh, what
I put
happened?
it on the wrong thing.
What happened?
I evidently put it on the floor. I think. Inventory button hack. Yeah, it's on the plane for some reason. Hacks on a plane. All right, remove component. I thought I dragged that. Where is the plane?
Where is the plane?
It's like way down there. How? How?
I don't believe this.
Hacks. All right. Weapon inventory canvas. It has weapon. Okay. Yay. We go in here. We hit I. Oh yeah, that's the other
We need it
problem.
on something else. And we need
that's right.
to put that game object as a
Um.
pointer.
Or we could just do. What is it that we need to disable? The canvas? We could just disable the canvas.
Yeah.
Alright. Using Unity Engine .ui. Canvas dot
Enabled.
canvas equals get component canvas. Oops. Canvas dot enabled equals not canvas dot enabled. What this means is we're just flipping the bit, the boolean. So if it's enabled, it'll come through here, multiply enabled by not enabled, and then it'll be not enabled, and then it becomes not enabled, and then if it's not enabled, it does the opposite. So save.
Whatever it is, equal the opposite of whatever it is.
Yes. Yay! That worked nicely.
Select something and then close and open it.
Okay. Selecting, closing, opening.
Still selected.
Still selected. Selecting something else. Closing, opening.
Still selected.
Try virus pointer. Skewer inheritor hex game object. Alright.
Murder those
Murder these things.
octopushies.
Alright. So, actually, we've done better than I thought we were going to do. And we have time. So I'm going to now make it so that instead of just giving us an inventory at the beginning that's pre-populated, we're going to make it so that enemies just magically give us items as they die occasionally.
So how big is the inventory going to be then? Right.
So the inventory is going to be infinite.
Right now it's infinite.
Right now it's infinite. And
I think that's a good decision.
Yeah, we might change that later, but right now we're not going to worry about it. And as I said, this is still sketch work. So so what are we doing? So let's make it so make it show. So generate mock weapons. Let's not do this. Actually, let's do this and generate one.
All right.
And we're going to wrangle this because what I want to do is I want to make the player actually have this one at the start here. So what we're going to do is when we generate the mock weapons, I'm going to go to the player. I'm going to remove our test weapon from here. I'm going to clear that. And then we're going to go into generate mock weapons. Player, and so we're just going to generate a weapon and equip it right at the start. So we'll just go into generate mock weapons, so we do all this, we do it once, and
if int I equals 0, player instance equals
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah. Sounds good. So
This is kind of a hack script at this point anyway.
yes.
Hacks.
Sorry. I equals 0.
Player equipment dot instance.
Player equipment dot instance
Dot
current weapon equals weapon. Save. So now if we hit play, of course this won't actually show it selected in here, but it shows weapon button clone test weapon. That's a good sign.
Chicken 4 to 29 damage.
It's not a bad roll. Not a bad roll.
So why don't we make that first weapon by default equipped? That one that it starts out with.
That's what we did, except for it didn't
doesn't
show
show
that it was. So all we have to do now is just I guess we just
Weapon
need to
dot
get,
kick
yeah.
button.
Weapon dot get component button dot wait, what are we doing with it? Oh yeah, dot interactable equals false. Flash. All right, save. Play.
So we have a person in the chat that says, I do a bit of 3D modeling. I can send you weapons, assets if you guys want. Just tell me the style. Not a pro, but I'm not a pro, but
we may consider that actually. I'll what's the name?
Final XXX.
Final XXX. If you can drop me a line at pushypixels@pushypixels.com, we can probably coordinate something if you actually do want to help out with that stuff. So I just need to make sure that
all the right stuff is in place correctly.
Yeah. So but yeah, let's talk. So
Enemy death, generate weapon.
sounds good. Sounds real good.
Yep.
I like that. All right. So as a matter of fact, let's call that
Chance
the
of
script.
generating a weapon.
Let's call it so wait, what do we call it for die?
Loot on death.
Drop
loot.
Drop loot.
Death
Z.
loot explosion.
Loots. Drop loots with a Z.
Loot Z.
Loots.
What was I looking
Loots.
at? Oh yeah, deaths
So
and
many
deaths.
loots.
Deaths.
Maybe that's what you could call the script. It could just be called so much loot. Much loot.
Wow.
Wow, much looting.
Loot explosion death. Loot's explosion death.
Yeah, there we go. Much loot explosion.
All right.
Many loots explosion.
Very loot.
Very wow. Death.
Very
death.
wow.
No. much.
All right,
Loots explosion. Very death.
Wow.
Public. I'm gonna put it at the base death level for right now. Public float. Drop percentage equals 0.5f. We'll make it pretty freaking huge for the start to make sure that it's working. And in die, what we're gonna do is
Oh, that's a good one. Drop fat loots.
drop fat loots.
That should be what the script should be called.
Well, we're not making a whole new script for it, so load from autosave, I guess. I don't know. Save. All right. Enable equip weapon button. Death. Okay, so currently we've got generate mock weapon. So I'm just going to basically grab this junk here. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so no. So we have a min damage, max damage, and amount. We have all this stuff that's on generate mock weapons. So I'm going to actually make it so that this is going to be our weapon generator script for right now.
Then should it really be called generate mock weapons?
No, it will be changed eventually.
Call the script name Ludicrous. Like the rapper, but with loot.
Generator. I'm going to get rid of amount. We're going to get rid of the for loop.
Oh.
We're gonna get rid of the new.
We're going to get rid of the if.
thing.
We still want this. And
So I think we're gonna move this from start, aren't we?
now this I'm going to keep. Well, yeah, we're going to move it into a separate function because we're going to call it in different places. But
I mean, it will probably get called in start, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I'm going to call this generate initial weapon right now. Refactor. All right. So, generate initial weapon, public weapon generator instance. Let's grab the awake from one of the other ones.
I need to change the name of the script itself.
Yeah, let's save this. Let's do that now. Generate mock weapons needs to be called weapon generator. Is that what I called it?
I hope so.
Alright, so oh yeah, I have to open it again. Weapon generator. Alright, so did we manage to do this without destroying our wonderful work?
Let's see. Oh, we didn't check it into source control.
Looking
before
good,
that.
looking
Oh,
good.
Look at that.
As a matter of fact, while we're here, well, actually, we're probably not going to work very well right now. So let's. I kind of want to check in what we've got so far.
I kind of want to too.
Let me just do generate initial weapon and start here. Let's make sure that it doesn't break.
We're gonna
horribly.
do a sanity check?
Yeah. And make sure that we.
Are we sane?
Nope.
Looking pretty sane.
Modulated null masher.
Yeah. It's a null masher.
Looking good.
It mashes
All right.
nulls.
Save scene,
And it's
save project.
It puts
Let's
value into
check
null
in what
things.
we've got so far
by
before we break everything.
murdering.
So. Safety check-in. Commit. I evidently misspelled safety.
E before the T.
Oh, yeah. Safety. Very safty. Sounds like a flavor. Alright. So, panel, scroll weapon, weapon generator. Okay, so we're just going to... I'm going to call this generate weapon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just throw this.
And we'll return a weapon.
Yeah, we'll return a weapon. So we'll do...
Weapon equals generate. Okay, that part first. Go ahead.
Generate weapon.
And then weapon up there equals generate weapon.
Equals generate weapon. And we need to return our return weapon. Save.
Oh, there we're making it a test weapon.
Yeah,
Which
is fine right now because that's the only weapon type we have. Okay, let's see what we got. Just make sure it still runs. Looks like
running.
it does. All right, cool. So finally, what we're going to do is we're going to now call generate weapon from death.
So it should be public.
Oh yeah, it should be public. Thank you. Public.
Death is actually a blacksmith?
Yes, death is. Yes.
Death can be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah.
Or
He's like-
she.
Like, hey man, y'all don't know me. My smithing hobbies. You think I just reap your souls? I'll make your weapons too.
I'm playing all the angles.
Why wouldn't Death make weapons?
Yeah.
It seems like that would be beneficial to his business, right? His or her. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm not one to
So,
force gender roles.
if random dot value is greater than or equal to drop percentage.
We could do a while loop.
Actually, less than or equal to drop percentage.
It has to be less than. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And then what we're going to do is weapon generator dot dot instance. No. Did I not make this static? I didn't. Public static. death. Weapon generator dot instance dot generate weapon. And we don't care about what it returns. We just don't even care. So
I care.
in theory,
I care.
I'm gonna just leave this on the screen and see what happens. So, we got a weapon.
Ignore freemium.
Dull halt.
Look at all these weapons that we've dropped
Super
off of
double
enemies.
Wait, what was the
Word.
last one?
Super double word.
Cyber Squad.
Working, there's just one called working as intended. It's just
Sadness
working as
Vipo.
it's intended.
Pixel ain't dongle.
I'm waiting for one just to say null, 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 null. Just 4 nulls. I'm waiting.
And we'll
for
know
it
it's
to
not
happen.
wrong because it won't say fun titled. We know that something's gone wrong if it says fun titled.
Oh wait, so you actually see through the one that's not.
The one
That's
selected.
kind of cool. Weird.
That is strange.
Well, it's 5 minutes till, but I'm going to call this because I don't think we're going to get to a better stopping point than this, and we actually have to do more work. Oh, well, some of us still have to do more work tonight. So,
Weapons are toys.
weapons are toys. Basic
Death makes them.
weapon drop system. Non-final, of course.
Deathsmith's weapons. That's what we should call the check-in.
Deathsmith's weapons? No. Or should it be Deathsmith or Deathsmith's weapons?
Death.
Or Deathsmith's
That's-
weapons.
That's it.
Alright. So,
The other way it was like, Death's last name is Smith.
yes. Deathsmith's weapons. Hello and welcome to Deathsmith's Weapons. I've got all your weapon needs for whatever you need. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have any questions, please email me pushypixels@pushypixels.com. If you have art that you want to send me or we want to talk about doing some art for the show, email me pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire. That's DRAKFYRE. And support the show. Actually, I'll let you say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My game's you can buy my game.
Oh,
It's $1. I don't
Robot
know,
Alone.
buy it, whatever. If you have
Robot Alone is good.
It's made by me. If you search for Philip Wilson or Robot Alone in the App Store, you'll find it. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. You could follow me on Twitter. It's at Magma Lemur. Apparently, I'm off my game today. But you know what? More than donating to the show, or more than following me on Twitter or buying my old game or anything like that, just go to Patreon. Donate to the show. It's patreon.com/cookingwithunity. Or you can click the little linky-do on the Cooking with Unity page.
The hamburger thing on the main Cooking with Unity page.
Click the linky-do.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great one, and we'll catch you next week with more. Oh, wait, we probably won't. Next week is GDC. We're going to be at GDC. We may or may not broadcast next week at GDC, and I may or may
I
not
won't.
see you guys on. Oh yeah, Phil, you.
I won't
Well,
be at GDC.
Well, yeah, but you might join us in spirit in the comments. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, something like
maybe.
that.
We'll certainly keep you posted on what's going on. So
Yes.
so yeah, it's probably not going to have. We're probably not going to have full episodes next week, and if we do, they're going to be different. So
Yeah.
anyway.
We could get Justin in for some art stuff.
yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Or maybe just do some videos and show off what we're showing off at GDC. So anyway, see you guys around and have a great one.
Have a night.
See you later.
I'm 33!
Happy birthday!
Yay!
Happy birthday, Phil! Yay!
I'm old now.